And we are live. Hi guys and girls, Gallifrey Forever 97 here. Welcome to today's video, the first video of 2018. Today I bring you a live stream. My good friend Adam the Ultimate Whovian. Say hello.
I'm not Godzilla. Hello.
Yes, he's regenerated into
I
2018.
have regenerated. Yes.
his reptile form has disappeared.
Yeah.
So in this live stream, we're going to be looking back at 2017. What a year that was. We had Series 10, first full year of Donald Trump as president. Just Brexit, all that stuff. We're not going to cover that, which we're focusing mainly on the Doctor Who side. But feel free in the comment section below to let us know what your favourite or least favourite moments were of 2017, whether it be Doctor Who related, personal, whatever. Whatever your thoughts, let us know in the comment section below. We're just going to run through of all the general shenanigans that went on in 2018. Adam, now it's 2018. Like, I don't know about you because it hasn't sunk in for me. Like, today earlier on, I sort of mentioned somebody. I was like, "Oh, you put the date wrong. It's 2017." They looked at me and went, "No, it's 2018." I was like, "What?" Yeah. How do you feel about being in the 2018 era?
Yeah, it feels quite strange. I think we're now closer to 2020 than we are to 2015. So that's
Yeah.
something. And yeah, I guess it hasn't sunk in. This is like the first week. I think until we've had our first full week, maybe that's when it will sink in.
Yeah.
When things start to happen, people are starting to go back to work today or back to college or wherever they have to be returned to, and they'll start afresh. And I've written down some like resolutions and things I've sort of written down in my pad, sort of what I want to do, how I'm going to do it, and things like that. So, and I'm going to be evolving more and things like that. So yeah. Not it's 2018, but yeah, it's just about to kind of kick off.
Yeah, like I said, until like you got into like the first full week, and I guess obviously I go uni back on Sunday, so I'm still sort of putting off. I'm still in that sort of Christmassy mood where you don't know what the days are. Like it's such a weird time. Yeah, I've had that so many times before, but there we go. We'll see what the comments are saying. See who's watching. We have Yellow Royal, Mr. Dalek Emperor, Doctor Who Aholic. Very nice, very nice. David Who, hello.
Hi, David.
Hi, David. He's more looking forward to the 2020s generally. Why? Maybe
because Trump won't be president.
That's very true. That's probably why I was going to say because of Jodie. Doctor was more amazing this year, especially with Sim and Bradley. Yes, we will be talking about Doctor Who's great 2017 hits.
Yes.
But yeah, so 2017, we had obviously the year before that we were obviously deprived of Doctor Who. We had one official story. Obviously, we had Big Finish. Big Finish always there.
Yeah.
But we were in a year on 2016 without no Doctor Who. Really, we had a Christmas special, which wasn't too bad. But there was a lot riding on it just for that one episode of the year, if you know what I mean. But yeah, so obviously we had the first series in a long while in Series 10 in April. But before that, we had quite a few sad things leading up to it. Firstly, we had the death, sadly, of John Hurt, who obviously played the War Doctor and continued his Doctor in Big Finish. But obviously, before that, he was obviously an amazing actor in various films. Probably most remembered for an alien jumping out of his chest. Imagine being remembered for that. Like, but yeah, like, Adam, do you have any thoughts on the career of John Hurt and his sort of
for sure. Tragic, I guess Doctor fans in most ways. We lost our dear old Deborah Watling. Martin. We lost Dealey Dark. No,
Dudley Simpson.
Dudley Simpson. That's right. I was That was name suddenly escaped me. So it's been quite a sad year. But John Hurt, absolutely. I loved him in a film called V for Vendetta. when we kind of
that's a great film.
amazing character. I thought he was brilliant. And it will be my duty this year to watch The Elephant Man, to which he gave, from what I hear, one of the most marvelous performances in film history, of course, with Alien and many other projects. It certainly did. For many sort of fantasy, I think current people in fantasy, he's also the dragon in Merlin.
Right, yeah.
Literally, because my mum and my sister, they were really, into that show. He would literally, that's kind of the beginning of the show. He said, "In a land of mists and a time of magic," that kind of majestic voice, and then hearing it in Doctor Who at the end of Name of the Doctor, yeah. And as the War Doctor, it's certainly, I feel like it's a role that he had embraced. He really enjoyed his time working. He put a lot of man hours working and acting his socks off as the War Doctor, and of course the Day of the Doctor and Big Finish audios, and he was just tremendous. And even though we sort of had that short period, we only have 4 box sets and 1 story and little cameos here and there, he's definitely embraced by Doctor Who fans just as much as I guess David Bradley has for just doing little bits of the first Doctor as well. Definitely, he's just made a tremendous legacy and is a brilliant actor and is definitely sorely missed for sure.
Yeah, obviously as well. You obviously mentioned a few of the legends of Doctor Who. Obviously lost as well. Deborah Watling. I've met her a few times. I think last time I spoke to her was like 2014 at a convention. But yeah, like her and Fraser Hines' relationship in Doctor Who was absolutely sensational. So she was a great loss. And as you say, Dudley Simpson as well. I've completely forgot that. One of the composer pretty much the whole of the 70s, really, wasn't he? So
yeah, he really was. And what was beautiful was that he did get a little tribute plaque at the end of the Sharda release. It's very beautiful, and
awesome.
It's sort of Marquez's lovely kind of tribute. He was kind of sort of doing music, of course, it is in his own kind of style, but also definitely incorporating the season 17 feel of that, of course. Even sort of when you sort of hear little bits of like City of Death, kind of music, or sort of later on in the season, it's that's just like a lovely tribute. Dudley's just done some really, really good stuff for the 70s era. Really gave it its own character.
Yeah, that's really good. Yeah, I obviously I know you've watched the Sharda animation. Obviously, you went to the screening of that.
I did.
But yeah, I do have the steelbook, and we'll be talking about Sharda later on. So yeah, obviously, we lost a few great Doctor Who actors and actresses. But also on top of that, before Series 10, if that wasn't bad enough, we had the announcement that Peter Capaldi would be leaving Doctor Who, as well as Stephen Moffat.
Yeah.
So it was just like sort of one blow after the other. I know obviously many people were hoping that Moffat would, Capaldi would stay on past Moffat. Obviously that wasn't the case, and obviously we were all surprised when he said he was leaving. Yeah, do you remember the day? Like, do you remember sort of like a scenario where you were when you heard it? Or
I do. I remember the day. Peter Capaldi went on to Jo Whiley's show, had a nice little hour chat with her, just to sort of talk about the new upcoming season, what he was doing, because he was, I think 3/4 of the way through filming the series 10, and then that moment when he said, "I think the thing about it is that it'll be my last." And when, it was just heartbreaking. I just remember sort of typing to everyone. I was like, "Oh, good God!" He's just announced that he's leaving Jo Whiley, and it was very sad. And even in that interview that he did, if you listen back, you can definitely tell how emotional he was letting that information out. And then, of course, BBC Doctor Who, they reported it through Twitter and Facebook and everything, and word got out, and a lot of people were really sad. And I know that a lot of people are very sad, like that year in maybe a different way. Like they were very. It seems that on his last leg with Series 10, people got very attached to the way the writers sort of written him. They got the balance and everything, and just for many people, it's like just as they were starting to get into the 12th Doctor, then he decides to go, and it is kind of sad that I guess movies is like we may never have gotten more of what he had to give, but it was very sad, and I could definitely imagine Capaldi beyond 3 seasons, but definitely really I'm not really quite sure under a different showrunner. I guess it kind of makes. I mean, Russell T Davies had 2 doctors. Moffat's had 2 doctors. So I guess it's kind of precedent now that maybe a showrunner has, at least 2 doctors under their belt. So I guess both leaving at the same time really made a lot of sense.
Yeah, obviously Davidson, like you said, does the exact same in obviously when Russell left. So and I know everybody wanted it, but obviously people want sort of a different take on Capaldi. But I think people, like you said, are really enjoying his take on Series 10 with his Doctor. And I think Matt Smith is a similar thing, really. It's like he's perfect as Doctor, and then they leave. But I think with most Doctors, they sort of leave when the going's good. And obviously, like Capaldi said in the interview, if he did another one, he wouldn't felt he was giving his best. So fair play to him. And like you said as well, like with Chibnall, obviously he had a clear vision for doing a female Doctor. So but I wasn't too sure if I'm sure the offer was made to Capaldi saying, look, if you want to stay on for another series, whatever.
I assume for maybe half of the next series, maybe a few episodes.
That would have been interesting.
It would have been interesting, sort of changing Doctors midway through. But I was wondering if when Chibnall got announced, it was like early 2016, if he would write for Series 10. He didn't, but it kind of makes sense that he was kind of planning his Doctor Who rather than because then again he would have written for 10, 11, 12, and 13 rather than 10, 11, and 13. But I would have been fairly interested, maybe like, if it was a 2-parter, say. How he'd write Capaldi. I would have been quite interested, and but
it would have been it would have been quite cool if like he wrote an episode in his 10 year, because obviously the last one he wrote was with Power 3 for Matt.
Yeah, well, that was it was a while ago.
Yeah, so it would have been interesting if you know what I mean, did a sort of like a different take on Capaldi, but hey ho. But yeah, no, that would have been quite interesting. Imagine if like he was in Series 11, but you didn't know when he regenerate. Like, because obviously, like now it's like grand thing where it's all pre-planned months in advance, and you've got all the press building up to it. But yeah, so on and so forth. But yeah, no, so that was just like So before Series 10, it wasn't pleasant with Doctor Who fans. Losing one Doctor literally and metaphorically as well. But yeah, Series 10 did arrive. Before we go on to that, though, I'm going to go on to comments. We've got lots and lots of comments. This is all out. So here we go. Just quite up again after he's going back. Doctor Who Aholic cried for months when Deborah Watling died. Yeah, it was really, really sad. She was their second favourite companion of all Doctor Who history. Nottingham Who loved John Hurt in Harry Potter. Yeah, that's absolutely another great. Yeah. Oliver says he might go to convention in May and meet Colin Baker. Yeah, in 2018. I've met him numerous times, like countless times now. But yeah, he's just a really great bloke. Miss Cameron says, what are your opinions on the 5 Who fans ending after 2018? Yeah, I heard this yesterday, and it wasn't until Adam, you mentioned it to me actually, when we were talking, because I watched their video and it was like, like that's obviously their decision, They obviously, I remember them, they've been on YouTube for years and years. Billy, who's been with Channel a few times, was involved with them in the early days. And yeah, no, they produce great content. They've left a lasting impact. Obviously, Crystal D was on there. She's gone to the fan show. Many of them are working on Doctor Who itself now. Obviously, what's his name? The Dalek operator, not Dalek operator, the sound guy, Benji. Yeah, he's working for Big Finish. Obviously, Chris Thompson's done some stuff for Big Finish as well. So but when you think it's the end, isn't it? So obviously they've sort of decided to do their sort of thing. Right, we gave it all. Let's make it one good final year. So hats off to them. Really, I think. Do you got any thoughts, Adam? Or
they, as you said, they've produced some very good content over the years. and it's just all about the fact of moving on and moving on to new challenges and new jobs and life goals and things like that. And that's what just happens to all of us. There's people I still think about when we talk about the early sort of Doctor Who community, like Mega Shorts and
yeah.
And Batman March,
Mega
he's got,
Shorts.
He's quite synonymous with being the Doctor Who fan and being on the radio talking about things like that. So when you sort of start out even doing like a figure review or a little topic video or a little comedy video, it can go. You keep going and it goes far. It goes a long way, and then you start moving and you start to evolve and your stuff. And so, yeah.
Yeah, I remember Mega Shorts. I found because I remember I watched like a review channel figures. That was my primary way into Doctor Who. So yeah, Mega
I also got to thank him.
Massive inspiration.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. It just kind of goes in my head. I got to
no, that's fine.
He did the Collectomania videos, and I'd never heard of Collectomania prior to watching. There was like him take a video like the Batman Joker meeting Karen Gillan. He met Karen Gillan at one of the Collectomanias, and I was just like, oh, I'd love to do one of them. And then I did go to one, and I think Colin Baker was there. I think Tommy Knight was there, and I think Georgia Moffat was there. I didn't meet her because I didn't think I knew that she was going, or maybe she was a last minute edition or something like that. So and then I started doing conventions quite a while after that, and wow.
And that was the beginning.
Yeah, was it? Yeah,
the convention segue. Yeah. So that's really cool. Dean Jones, hi Dean. He says really lucky to have met John Hurt in 2014 at LFCC. Got Denver Doctor signed. One of the biggest losses of 2017. Yeah, no, it was really heartfelt when he left. Just scrolling through the comments here. Isaac says he's still not got the Shadow DVD. But I shall rectify that soon. Well done, Isaac. Well done. We heard Stephen Moffat would leave in 2016 or 2017. That is very true. Yes.
True.
My bad, but I guess they're all deaf in the same year. So, Matthew says he's a Doctor Who fan. He's been collecting for Doctor Who figures for years. Happy New Year's to us both. Thank you very much, everybody. Happy New Year. Happy New Year from Harry and Whovian and Callum. Hi, Callum.
Hello.
David says it's also great to have so many fans on. This is absolutely brilliant. Loads and loads of comments. For them all. Oliver says, fun fact, Mega Shorts reviews actually got him talking. That's really cool. And Dr. Alex says, what do you expect from Series 11? Anything new? Anyone returning? We were talking about Series 11 near the end. When we talked about 2018. However, we're going to talk about Series 10 now. So yeah, Series 10 of Doctor Who. For me, I don't know if people will disagree or not, but I think it's one of the best series we've had in years. I thought.
Definitely. I think probably the best Capaldi season, for sure, for his Doctor. And Bill was brilliant. And I'm back. Yeah, Bill was brilliant, and companion. She just brought a lot of life to it, and we got a different kind of variety of stories, and it was certainly one of Moffat's best, or as showrunner for sure.
Yeah, it was something I wasn't really expecting. Obviously, the introduction of new companion Bill, which I think the companions of the new series definitely reflect obviously the tone of the show. But with Bill, like honestly, probably my favourite companion, the new series. I absolutely loved. She just brought so much energy to it. It was just like obviously with series 8 and 9, obviously been the sort of Clara show up to a point. And when Bill came in, she just kicked open the doors, and the first episode just brought a whole new lease of life to the show. I thought, and it was a tone obviously with Matt Lucas coming into as well as a full companion. Which I remember this point last year, we were thinking like, what? We still don't get them. Like we just watched Return Doctor Mysterio, and we're just like, oh my God, what's happening? But beggars doubt, he did. I don't know. He proved us all wrong. I thought. Yeah, just honestly, such a fun companion. And I think because obviously it was out of the Christmas aspect, and it was just some sort of a more serious role. What did you think of Nardole and Bill? Sort of impressions on Capaldi's final series.
I really like the fact that essentially they started. I think up until Knock Knock, it was just the Doctor and Bill's adventures, which I thought was quite nice. Sort of develop that relationship because we had a little bit of Nardole, within Husbands, Mysterio, and the pilot. And then we had like cameos, of course, in sort of the earlier stuff. And then it was Oxygen until he sort of started to, travel time. And then he got kicked off Empress of Mars, kicked back, and then this and that finale. Thing. So yeah, I really enjoyed seeing a lot more of the Doctor and Bill, and then bringing Nardo in, around episode 5, sort of carry that through. Pearl Mac is just fantastic. Brought a lot of range to Bill. And sometimes, yes, the writing did make it obviously clear what her sexuality was, but that aside, she was brilliant and such a genuine, believable character. Nardole gave us some, good kind of comedy. What Matt was able to do was, not make it cringy and not make and sort of step back. I guess because the pilot, I assume, was sort of his first sort of non kind of Christmassy special kind of thing. So he was able to, I guess, play it a little bit more straight, which was, I think, perfect and essential. I say for the series. I don't kind of want him. I mean, sometimes you have the odd thing here and there, particularly glass nipple line in the recent Christmas special. That was, for the whole, they were done really well. I quite like, I think, Lie of the Land. I didn't really like that episode, but what I did like, I guess, a little bit at the beginning, you did kind of have that little scene with Bill and Nardo. I thought that was also quite fun. It's me, Nardi. That's where that line came from. That was cool. I think just kind of seeing Dr. Bill Nardo, Dr. Nardo. I think each kind of relationship was good and enjoyable to watch, and a highlight of the season for sure.
Great summary. Obviously you mentioned La La Land. I didn't mind that episode. I know obviously it gets quite a lot of hate, that one. But I remember watching it, I thought, this is quite good. And then I looked online and thought, oh, everybody hates it. Oh dear. Let's have a look at your comments. I know there's loads of people we've just said series 10 and the comments just gone.
Yeah.
Let's have a look. So David, who agrees with us. Dr. Holic says season 10 and season 3 for me are tied as the best seasons ever. Series 3 is like absolutely brilliant. Callum says, I think the weakest part of series 10 was the Monk trilogy, to be honest. It was quite a random one, wasn't it, really? It didn't obviously count to anything. I remember there was a rumour that would be the origins of the Mondasian Cybermen or something like that. Because they open their mouths in a similar way or something, but again, that didn't really count to anything. Pickles Parker Reviews thinks it's the best series since series 6, in my opinion. Fair enough. And yes, that's pretty much it.
Also, I just wanted to say with series 10, we were right. Missy was in the vault.
That was I can't believe that. I was watching the commentary the other day of the pilot with Stephen and Bill. And they're just so chill about it. It's just like, we tried to create a bit of tension, but it didn't really work out, really, did it? And it was like, well, no, everybody knew it was the vault. But I think people were hoping more. That was just quite easy, if that makes sense today. But yeah, that was another thing the series turns. Oh, okay, we'll just skip over that. Still great series though. Still great series. Some other more comments. Dean goes back to about the 5 Who fans. His favourite Who related channels are the Who Addicts, Mr. Tosh Reviews, the Geeks Handbag, and of course ourselves. Thank you very much. As I said, the Who community is definitely something which that brings all together, brings out the best and worst people as well. But that's the Who community, I guess. He also goes on to say He'll rewatch the Moffat era at some point, but his rankings from best to worst are Series 5, Series 10, Series 8, Series 6, Series 7, and Series 9. Series 9 right at the bottom, OJ. And then Ms. Dark Empress says, totally agree with Dean. Yeah, like, I think, yeah, Series 5, definitely, like, that was his strongest at the belt season.
Yeah.
Of his era, and I think I should say Series 10 quite bad. I think I don't know. I think I'll put season 9 higher just because I think I enjoyed more episodes from that, but than like Series 6, for example. Like Series 6, some episodes I just couldn't watch back. I don't know. Yeah, do you have any favourite worst seasons from the Moffat era?
Weakest, I'd probably say 7. And probably 8 actually, I guess as well. A little bit of 9. It's kind of rewatchability factor, sort of keep factoring that in.
Yeah.
And I mean 5 and 10 I'd watch most, just sort of going back. I mean, actually, yeah, it's just those two I happily pick. Although I even for Series 9, yes, it was mostly, but I did really like Heaven Sent. I like the late two-parter, and Face the Raven's pretty decent. So there's that.
Yeah,
but if we're talking arc-wise, I'd probably say 5 was his most thought out and well done.
Yeah, that's very true. It's like there's 10 more coins. This is absolutely brilliant. Oliver makes an interesting point. Throw yourself back to the Series 10 trailer. There's a shot of the vaults being like bashed open, but we didn't actually see it in the series. So I wonder where that went. Yeah, we sort of got their own rankings here. Mr. Like says, what are your opinions on the Pete Capaldi years box set? With its never been seen before bonus features, but it's only been released in the US. Yeah, I saw the design of it. I thought it was a pretty interesting box set. I guess that would have been released on like the BBC store. Excuse me, or the BBC Worldwide, wherever that was before the BBC store. I can't remember. But yeah, that's a shame they're not being released here. And if it's got not seen before special features, that's quite interesting. But yeah, also in Series 10, me and Adam went to the well, not the premiere episode, obviously, but it was a special event from the BFI and the Radio Times, showcasing Series 10 as a whole, showing a few clips from the pilot, which were never seen before, until like a few days later, I thought, and then they were showing them like everywhere, and I was like, okay, that's cool. But yeah, like I've done a vlog on my channel. You can go back check on that if you just type in GF97 BFI Series 10. You find that. Yeah, that was a real sensational day. I remember like we approached everybody that was sort of waiting for the cast that to come in, and it was just like everybody you knew from the Who community there. Like it was a really nice gathering. And the show itself is really good, and obviously gives more excitement for Series 10. Yeah, do you have any good memories from that day? Like,
yeah, I do. It was just a really cool Q&A with Pearl, Peter, Stephen, and Brian Minchin. Yeah, that was cool seeing the clips from the pilot before everyone else. It was quite cool to get a few clips and a few brief look into it. It did kind of be roll on next Saturday when the pilot would eventually air.
Yeah.
Great meetup. Drinks galore and everything. So, but I had like many days like that. 2017. It was good for like meetups and everything like that. So, thumbs up.
Yeah, Callum also says great day at the Bear Fight because obviously met him as well. But yeah, no, that for me just had a whole new excitement for it because I've been to any like premiere press things before. So that was like, and obviously the series is good as well. So it all sort of came together as like a really memorable series for myself. Anyway, Dr. Holic says, "What's your favourite and least favourite Moffat episode?" Oh golly gosh.
Oh well. I got to admit, for me, these two episodes are literally they're close. Like it is episode 11 and episode 12 of a series.
Oh,
And
hey,
I
are
think
we
people
gonna win?
know. People know. One of my favorite Moffat episodes is Heaven Sent. It was brilliant. It was beautiful, directed by Rachel Taylor. Peter, it was outstanding. It was kind of insight, of course, bits with the Doctor's Bypass, all that kind of really good stuff. It was kind of dark. It was like dark, kind of went to some dark places, and it was just stunningly put together script and such. And then literally the next week was probably one of the most biggest disappointments in Doctor Who history for me, anyway. For a few people, maybe for many people, they say, "Oh, it might not be the Doctor Who disappointment." Having Gallifrey come back for a little while until Moffat thought, "Nah, we're gonna do this instead," and it wasn't, and it definitely wasn't fulfilling. It was an episode. It was a finale, and the finale episode should feel fulfilled, and you should feel fulfilled and excited, of what they've done and where things are going. But I felt absolutely none of that. It felt a little hollow to me watching it. So that's why I would say it was quite a disappointment. And it's kind of because Moffat had been building that kind of Gallifrey thing since Day of the Doctor. It's out there, it's frozen in time. He's going to go there the long way around. And he gets there and he saves Clara. And also, I think recently with Twice Upon a Time, it's the fact of the Doctor now remembering Clara. So that has now built consequences. It's just like, oh, well, the whole point was that he forgot her. That was going to be sort of where they left it. And then come back and be like, no, actually, no, I do remember you. But also, we kind of knew that he remembered her from the Doctor Falls when they were doing all those companion flashbacks, and we saw her in the montage. So he would have. So he kind of did remember her. Oh, that's why it's the weakest Moffat episode.
Yeah. No, I think you're probably the best example because, like you say, you have like one episode which is probably one of the best episodes of the Moffat era, and pretty much the worst. But yeah, the Gallifrey stuff was the only thing, and I thought they were going to do it in Twice Upon a Time, thinking all that, but never did. I think it's just gone. I've screwed enough with Gallifrey. It's there. It's if you want to touch it, what Chibnall, it's there. Otherwise, I've screwed over. See you later. I'm gone. But yeah, that was another thing. Obviously, with Twice Upon a Time, sort of when doing the effects of Hellbent, making Hellbent like uncanon, I guess. Like maybe just thought, I've had enough of people bashing this episode. But yeah, say with Series 10, I'd say probably at least like great. There's some great episodes, obviously poor episodes as well. Ease of Light, I didn't think was quite disappointing really. I thought that was going to be a really good episode, but that didn't really turn out to be anything. What's there? Probably a few of the monk episodes of the trilogy weren't the best. But overall, like the pilot was really strong opener. The series 10 finale, they were absolutely great episodes. Empress of Mars was pretty decent. I enjoyed it. Yes, that was that was a highlight of 2017. The Screwed Baker coming back. That girl came back.
Oh,
yeah, but it was that episode. The funniest thing with that, I remember watching it live, and I fell asleep. I was really tired, and I was watching it, and I woke up, and then I was like, "Oh, I missed like the whole episode." And he was like, "Oh no, you just fell asleep for 5 minutes." I get the most rushed thing, and I thought it was going to go somewhere, but it didn't. So a few comments in there. Oxygen was pretty awesome. Yeah, I know you really liked Oxygen, didn't you, Adam? Like
I did, yeah. It was very creepy at times. I like the concept. I thought Jay Matheson. I think Jay Matheson. Although the girl who died, like I can imagine, sort of was one of the most heavily script edited things. But many stories, they get script and such. But I'd say like Jamie Mathis is very consistent. He gets Doctor Who, understands it. He knows how to add tension, particularly the Doctor going blind. And even Moffat just like, do you know what? This is going to be something we carry over until Pyramid at the End of the World. So for 2 episodes, 2 extra episodes or after that. So it felt dangerous. Space felt dangerous. So thumbs up for that.
Yeah. Yeah. I appreciate Oxygen, but I never, for some reason, I never took to it as many people do. I think it's an episode I definitely need to revisit, and I probably will revisit with the commentary of it, and hope that might give a mindset. But I do appreciate it, because I think it's really good. But for some reason, I didn't really take to it as many people did. I don't know why, because it's one of the highlights of Series 10, cause other people. But anyway, we have loads and loads of opinions on Series 10. Incredible Living Gaming says the emoji episode was cool. Yeah, that was fine. It was better than In the Forest of Night, put it that way.
And the movie.
The what? Sorry.
The movie about emojis.
Oh, I just sent shivers down my spine. Patrick Stewart as a poo emoji. That's all you got to say. And then you have to watch. Dr. Hulk says, I love the theme breaking the wall at the end and the reveal he's in Gallifrey. Yeah, like the thing is, it was just, I don't know what he was doing. Like Moffat, when I'm referring to Moffat, sorry. You know, when you've been building up for like 2 series, Gallifrey coming back, and then, as Adam said, you know, just sort of chuck it all the way at the end. I didn't get the mindset of that. Listen was the Moffat era episode that touched me the most personally. Yeah, I think that's quite overlooked now. Yeah, it's a really intriguing episode. Like, obviously, you see, I hate it or really like it. I thought it was pretty decent. Obviously, it is quite funny how they play it. But what do you think of Listen? Do you think it's good or bad, Adam? Or
Listen. Yeah, it was an episode I didn't mind at the time, and then I rewatched it. I was like, I can't do it. I can't sit through it. I think I did it twice, and I turned it off for like, I think nearly like 10, 20 minutes in. And I guess it was mainly because Clara really was just unlikable. Way she treated Danny Pink on her dates, and I think it was definitely the episode where Moffat wanted to utilize Capaldi because he was saying stuff like press launches, like it's everything that sounds doomed sounds so like great in Scottish. So when he's doing he's done monologues and things like that, it was kind of an episode, I guess, like for that. He definitely would have written it for Matt Smith for sure. It wouldn't have worked at all. So this is an episode which, you know, sort of required that Capaldi doctor essentially to deliver and this episode through for sure. So I think it's sort of, and I think maybe of course going back to the Doctor's childhood and things like that, and Clara being the whole, it does a lot of things that kind of grits your teeth, and actually they pretty much all have to do with Clara. So, and of course it had become the Clara show, so it has an episode I guess you know, it could have been better. It could have been much better than it was with a completely different companion, and just a sense of direction and more of a story rather than I guess like a page of or something. I think definitely things are definitely. I think I probably it's not I guess it's not. Yeah, I'm
middle road then, I guess. Like, yeah, but Clara basically.
Yeah, basically.
Oliver says best Good Man Goes to War, worst Heaven Sent.
Yeah.
Pickle Park Reviews says the 11th Hour is his fave, Hellbent worst. Toby says off topic. Do you have any advice for going out to school or college? Just enjoy it. Just enjoy the learning environment, I guess. Oliver says, apart from the Moffat episodes in his era, mine would be the best is the moment with the Express. And the worst is Amy's Choice. I liked Amy's Choice. I thought that was quite a good one, actually.
Reese.
Yeah.
I'll just go through the comments, just sort of just having a look at all you beautiful people tonight.
Yeah,
on
yeah,
the second
definitely.
day. Yeah, I like Amy's choice too. I think Toby Jones is carries the episode. He
Yeah.
gives a really good performance. I really like Karen Gillan. I think that was probably the episode that definitely made me sort of sell on her acting, because it is based around that choice, and you know, the I think particularly the way she reacted to the sort of the loss of the Rory in that kind of dream world, and realizing that Rory was
Yeah.
what was very good and has propelled her, and Doctor Who it really has propelled her into Hollywood. She's in Guardians of the Galaxy. She's done the Jumanji reboot, and she's
She
going
was
to
good
go
in
into
that.
and beyond.
Yeah. Yeah, I watched Jumanji the other day actually.
Same, yeah.
It was like, yeah, I thought she was like really, really good in it. Super hot, but yeah, yeah, bless her. She's
Yeah, yeah.
fair play to her for like coming from Doctor Who and launching herself into Hollywood. She did a really, really good job. Dean Jones, very composed story from each series. Series 8, Memorial Express. Series 9, Heaven Sent, and Series 10, World Enough and Time. Yeah, World Enough and Time, what an episode, It's a real shame they spoiled the John Sim thing. That was another thing that was revealed before Series 10,
Yeah.
That would have been one of the most biggest return twists ever, but they use it more of a marketing tool, which is fair enough. Isaac says it's a shame we never saw Capaldi's Doctor save Gallifrey like we saw in David Doctor. Yeah, I hope Big Finish return to that. Like, if Capaldi ever does Big Finish, hopefully he will. But yeah, Incredible Living Gaming says Class was cancelled as well in 2017.
Oh, that was definitely a highlight of the year, for sure. I was just so happy and relieved to know that it finally got axed. Someone from BBC Three said, "Yeah, no more. We're not going to plan to do any more."
Yeah.
But they did have a reunion, I think, this year. I think there's loads of teasers, and I think Blair Moore actually teased something this year as well. I assume a soundtrack might be coming for Class.
Really?
Maybe it's not going to get as much sales, but you know,
I don't know. I would. I don't know why they'd release that. I don't know. I guess if they're going to see, maybe Big Finish might pick up Class. I don't know. Do you reckon Big Finish would pick up Class or?
no.
No.
It lasted for one season, and I think if anyone's going to close that arc that they've kind of left open, it would be Patrick Ness, and it might be in a book. So yeah.
Yeah, that would be interesting. But to be honest, I didn't see how they could bring her back after that horrible pseudo finale. But yeah, so Class was cancelled in 2017, and
Woo.
everybody sort of whooped. Yeah, all at the same time, like, way moving on.
I know, yeah. It was only really there to fill that gap that Doctor Who, that Doctor Who left. It was, and it didn't really. It wasn't like. I mean, I just wanted to imagine because the other spin-offs they just side by side with Doctor Who, even crossing over.
Yeah.
But it wasn't kind of even that. It was literally we got to fill a gap, and that was it, which was kind of a shame. I think that if they did more cross appeal or another series that sort of sticks next to Doctor Who, then that'd be that would actually at least it could stand on its own 2 feet, even if it was if it didn't have the material to back it up.
Yeah. I'll say yeah. Well, yeah. There was some good episodes of it. I thought. It was just as a whole, it just didn't work, and it was a when they announced the series, it was very sort of an idea for what like you'd think the Paternoster game would get more steam at the time. But yeah, so there is a lot of comments for Class supporting it. Luke says, "I enjoyed Class. I found a lot of potential." Yeah, it did. Incredible Evan says they didn't really explain what has happened to John Sims' master after the End Time Part 2. I guess they did. They just said that the Time Lords kicked him off after going back.
Yeah, he went back to Gallifrey and he was like,
yeah. I guess that'd be cool to see a Big Finish story, like because obviously everybody thought that he. I remember the theory I came up with was that he went in to the portal thing back with them, and then regenerated to missing, and went off. The case. So, what else is there? Isaac says he was lucky to meet the casted class at a convention this year. Great people. Yeah, the cast are really good, and I really do hope their careers benefit from doing the series. You know, I haven't met any of them, but they seem really nice people. You know, so I know Adam. Did you go to was it the premiere episode of Series 3 at a convention?
It was MCM. They had a screening, and free signing as well, which was quite nice.
That is awesome, yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, and they're lovely people, and I'm pretty sure they're gonna go to infinity and beyond, like Karen Gillan and everyone.
But nowhere with class. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, speaking of conventions, that was a great part of this year. I did. There's probably more I would have liked to have done, but due to time, money, and stuff like that, I didn't get around to it. But yeah, I went to a signing for the Series 10 books in my local bin play in Bristol. That was a lot of fun. It was a shame I didn't speak to them more. But it's a bit awkward when you've got like, because it wasn't like you see them one by one. It was just like you go to, you've got all three there, and it's like, oh shit, hello. But I saw Paul Cornell. Met him. He was a really nice bloke. Well, I said to him, wrote one of the best episodes, two-parters of the Mod Doctor Who's era. I went to an FCC. Adam was meeting Mickey Mouse, I think, at the time.
I was, yeah.
Also,
a little earlier than the Doctor Who books thing. It wasn't a convention, but you did see a play featuring a Doctor. I'm not. I believe it was the 10th.
David Tennant.
Yeah, David Tennant.
Yeah. Yeah, that was fun. But yeah, that was I did it was the final part of the Hunt for Dave Tennant trilogy. It was really amazing to see David on stage. Billy went back a second time actually. Actually got to meet him, but yeah, I really enjoyed the play. It was just amazing to see him act. He's an absolutely stunning actor, really, really good. Again, it obviously benefit from Doctor Who. Yeah, I went to FCC for the weekend. Had a really fun time with drinks and food. Afterwards, the Who Addicts, Geeks Handbag, we got a podcast with Gary as well. You know, and that was just a really fun time. I'm definitely gonna do it again.
Yay!
2 days, definitely 2 days, I reckon. Again, so because it's just quite nice doing a social thing afterwards as well, which is great. So
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and I went to Start of Time a few weeks ago in the beginning of December. About a month ago now, my goodness.
Oh my god.
That's crazy.
Oh,
I
no.
can't believe I remember it was like a couple weeks ago. Yeah, but Paul McGann, all great people. So yeah, and obviously I also went to Twice Upon a Time, the press screening for that.
Yes.
The first one they did, and I had a fun night in Middlesbrough until I got my coach. The problem was I came out of that screening, and obviously I just had the really emotional bit of Capaldi. I didn't have Jodie Whittaker's regeneration, so when you see the eyes closed up, they literally cut there, and that's all you saw. So I was just left like the sour taste in my mouth of like, oh, is that is oh god. So, but yeah, I've been really official events around the new series, like Series 10, BFI event, etc. Yeah, is there any conventions or places you've been to which stood out for you this year, Adam?
You gotta go. I enjoyed the MCMs. They've been a lot of fun. Really cool atmosphere. It was really, I think, if we're talking guests, David Bradley was really cool. It was really nice to meet him.
Amazing at FCC.
During the year that he became the first Doctor. Pearl Mackie is absolutely lovely in person. I recommend anyone who hasn't met Pearl Mackie. I think she's doing 2 conventions in the UK this year. If it's at Nottingham or if it's in London this year, definitely go meet her because she's absolutely worth it. She really is. Katie Manning is just lovely. Met her and a few other people. I went to a Now We Are 600 sort of talk signing. That was really cool. And I never thought I'd actually get to meet Russell T Davies, you know, because
Yeah,
The
that
fact
was
that he was
awesome.
the curator of my childhood at a time.
Mm.
And just many other classic guests, and it's kind of a multitude of even not just conventions, but things like Don Juan doing the Doctor Who experience, which closed this year. That's so sad. I didn't manage to
Yeah,
do
I've
the
just
TARDIS tour. TARDIS tour was
yeah
such a highlight because it was kind of the Series 10 version of
yeah
the Roundels. Sort of the rug, they had the rug in the pot of Sonics and sort of different things like that. That was
yeah
quite cool to see. I know you did the TARDIS tour as well.
yeah. I did. Yeah, it was like you said, it was mainly all the Series 10 stuff. Um,
Mm.
it, I really want to go there again, but I never got the time to. But obviously, like this year, the experience closed. That was a real shame we lost that. And also the other day, I don't know if people have seen it, I'm sure you have, but there's a time lapse video on the Doctor Who official YouTube channel where they show the TARDIS being deconstructed, and it's just a pile of bits and bobs now.
Yeah.
I do hope they resurrect the experience or a form of the experience of some sort. Even if it's in London or I would like them to stick with Cardiff, but I don't think I've actually been to Cardiff since the experience closed.
Yeah.
So it'd be weird going back. If ever I go down there and just sort of say, where's the Doctor experience? Where's
I
it
know.
gone? But yeah, so yeah, that was a real sad thing. But again, me and Adam have so many memories from that. Um, be more great stuff, great convention um, around Series 11, all this stuff. There's a lot of new comments about who you have met and stuff like that. Let's have a look. Doctor Reviewer says I've got to meet Catherine Tate. She is so lovely. Yeah, I had a few people met her. She seems a really nice woman, bless her.
Mm.
Oliver Linklater says literally Karen Gillan has and slash is going to Infinity War and beyond. Um, David Who says on conventions this year I went to Montreal Comic Con in Canada.
Nice.
Comic Con in Canada. I got a photo of Alex Kingston. That was a highlight. She was awesome. Yeah, I'd love to meet Alex Kingston. Actually, it's a bit like her and John Barrowman just seem to have like a real joyous time at these conventions they do. Dean Jones says the conventions Doctor Who experience was a great highlights last year. Yeah, obviously Dean went to OCC as well. It was a really fun time. David Who says Freeman Agyeman and David Tennant were at the Canada convention, although David Tennant was a bit blank that day. Oh, that's quite sad.
Oh.
But Freeman Agyeman can speak for the world. Oliver says I went to Doctor Who experience 3 times last year. 3 times, wow. And the last day met Nick Briggs. Yeah, I really want to go to that because they had those they had all the Simon out, didn't they? They had the Rusty Davis ones, Nightmare on Silver ones, and the Mondasian ones. That I was in the photos from the day, and I was like, "You jammy gits!" I don't know what I was doing that day.
Yeah.
But I was just, oh, we want to be so bad. Let's have a look. Wow, there's so many more comments about who people have met. Just have a look. Doctor Experience was closing was a real shame. Only met when we went once in 2012 and never got the opportunity to go again. Yeah, I remember going for the first time in was it the London one in 2011? Did you go to one, Adam?
The London one. Yeah, a
Yeah.
couple of times.
Oh, a couple of times. That's cool. But obviously, like, yeah, but that was real fun times. Dr. Teolic says met Gareth David Lloyd. Got a picture of him. That's really cool. Dean Jones says we'll have to meet at a Comic Con Cardiff, maybe. Yeah, I've never been to Cardiff Comic Con. It's definitely have to try and go to actually. Because I say I've seen a few people go to it, so we'll see what guests they have. Oliver says I wouldn't want to go to Cardiff without the Doctor experience. Yeah, fair play. Whovian 1963 says he's wondering who the new composer for Doctor Who is going to be.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I know you, Adam, a real advocate for the guy who did music for Adventure Space and Time.
Definitely. I think he'd be a perfect fit for a composer role. But I know people. I think Olafar, the guy who did Broadchurch, I think he's completely ruled it out. People like Blair
Yeah.
Mowat. like maybe the Sherlock guys, David Arnold, I think Michael Price as well. They're not doing Sherlock anymore, so maybe they could take over and do Doctor Who. Be interesting.
Yeah, that's another role which needs to be filled for Series 11. You know, we've got that's the exciting thing with Series 11. It's all going to be new take on it. You know, new TARDIS, new logo. That yeah, I talked about that actually. There's obviously a hoax logo, which the other day, which looked really good, and I hope the BBC take note of it because it got really good reception from it. Twitter is like a graphics designer. But I retweeted the tweet saying like, "This is quite a good promotion for yourself. Like, well done." And he liked it. Fair play to him. But I did think, oh well, that's probably what you've done it for. So if it does end up on the show, you know, that'd be really cool. It's really cool to see fan stuff. Obviously, with the titles for Capaldi, that was obviously, you know, from a fan design. So it's something they may adapt. So I hope they do take note of it. Let's have a look. Dr. Holick says, I had a chance to meet Dave Bradley, but didn't think it was worth it. Little did I know becomes of so much significance. Yeah, like Dave Bradley, I met him at FCC. I really wanted to get his autograph. Me and Geeks tried to anyway. Ridiculous. I know you got to meet him, Adam. Did you have a photo shoot and an autograph? Or
I did, yeah. I got the two. He was basically the guest of the day. I mean, there were some really cool other guests, but I think he was the one I wanted to meet above all.
Yeah, yeah. It was something which I was real gutted with, but the photo I got was absolutely brilliant. It's quite funny. I had this T-shirt on which had like all the doctors' names on it, and he was like, "Oh, my name. Where's my name?" And I was like, "They'll be adding you soon, David. Don't worry." Like, I thought, oh dear. David, who says on composers, the pressure. The pressure. He says there are 20 plus who are amazing and could do it. I mean, it's about what electronic, orchestral, or heavy metal. That'd be interesting. I'd quite, yeah. Like if they got Hans Zimmer, like if they just pay Hans Zimmer to do it.
I mean, he'd come back after the brilliant work he did on Doctor in Distress.
I can't. I found that out. That was the one fact I learned this year. Doctor in Distress. Yeah, honestly, like I was just like, yeah, it was just absolutely absolutely frazzled. Right, so let's read your comments. Oliver says Wendy Padbury, an actress from Voyage of the Damned, Nicholas Briggs, Crystal Diane, Luke Spillane. That's really cool. Cool, the fan show stuff. Reese, please can you just double check the business account email doesn't have a typo? I think that is my right email. Gallifrey497 at outlook.com. I forgot to put the E in it. That's why. So it's yeah. So just put if you want to contact me for a business email, it's Gallifrey497 at outlook.com. Without I forgot to put E in it, so my bad. Weird question from Luke. It's not a weird question. What's your favourite title sequences? I have a soft spot for the Seventh Doctor titles. I think it's just the most exciting at the time watching Classic Who, and obviously Remembrance of the Daleks. Like, it's a great segue into it. Yeah. Do you have any favourite title sequences from Doctor's past to present?
I like the original Heartland title sequence. I really like the Tom Baker title sequence, John Pertwee title sequence, and of course, she said the McCoy one's really cool. But if I think just the original, you kind of worried to sort of start the story because it's kind of the dun 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 kind of really kind of eerily kind of music kicks in. It's very. I can imagine like sort of audiences of the 60s. It kind of could terrify them in a sense because it's coming, it's building to this
Yeah.
Kind of thing. It was kind of creepy, mysterious. It was definitely one I think that had quite a bit of character to the title sequence. So, but also Tom Baker one, but the time tunnel, that the iconography of that. So, it's either the Hart or Tom Baker ones for me.
I'd say they were definitely such amazing works at their time. The first Doctor one, obviously the fourth Doctor one's obviously becomes so iconic, like the Doctor himself. It's really cool. Doctor Who Holic says, "Do you think Peter could probably return for the 60th in 2023?"
Perhaps.
Yeah, perhaps. I don't know. I don't think David Tennant will. Personally, I don't know. Might do. It depends what they're going to do. I don't know. I would like Capaldi. I like all the Doctors to return. Like get Eccleston back. I don't care what capacity. Like just get Eccleston to redeem himself for the 50th. Yeah, I would quite like to see Capaldi back, but again, it depends what plans he had for it and all that stuff. But yeah, another great thing for Doctor Who this year, classic wise, what we got another animation release after the success of Power of the Darks. We had Shada. I love in that Tom Baker the VHS release of it, where he's just like Shada, and it just zooms off the camera and he's just laughing to himself. I love to be what's Tom Baker's on. But yeah, I've only watched the first half an hour of it. Obviously, with the Shada release, I got the Steelbook, and it's like an omnibus thing. Adam, you went to a screening of it,
yes,
which is super cool. Who was there? Like, who did you see on stage?
On stage was Victoria, somebody who played, I believe the name is Claire in the story. The woman who was the computer voice, and the man who was the voice of the crow. There were quite a few voice actors for sort of voice related roles, and then her sort of the female companion of that story. But on stage, with the surprises one were Matthew Waterhouse and Frank Skinner. And it was interesting. It was actually interesting because Frank's, the fan and good buds with them BFI guys, and Matthew Waterhouse was there because he did kind of take on the companion role, like, I guess, a couple of stories afterwards in Full Circle. And I think there was talks of John Nathan Turner trying to do something or salvage Shada in a way for that season, perhaps maybe kind of work around, film some extra footage, but of course the costume for Tom had been completely redesigned, and things like that, design wise, and sort of aesthetic. It was something. Even Matthew's like, I'm not quite sure how much he considered doing it, but I think it might have been something that had been on his mind to do. Which is quite fascinating, actually, that maybe they were trying to resurrect Shada before everyone else, so they're trying to get in on the game. Yeah, very fascinating. Of course, it was great for even like Marquez, who of course did the sound, music and stuff. Talk about Dudley Simpson. Sort of the fact he wasn't quite sure if Dudley would be able to see the kind of finished project of Shada. But it was just like a tribute to his music and stuff, and the animators were really cool. Talk about sort of, it's quite interesting. Like Shada, for many people, wasn't the one they had thought. I guess they wanted Evil of the Daleks, they wanted Dalek Master Plans, they wanted Marco Polo, they wanted something maybe the 60s and something that hadn't, maybe that was completely missing. I think the fact that Shada was announced, I think it's very interesting, but it's kind of different, sort of distancing from the 60s, I guess, because otherwise you'd basically just be doing Hartland and Troughton. So it was kind of nice for them to maybe breach out into the colours era and definitely do something with it. And of course, because Tom Baker and Lana Ward, they're still doing like Big Finish stuff, and they're still portraying the characters. So you sort of know them from that. You bring them two back together. It's more of a piece of cake. And bringing Tom back for the live action segment was just the icing on the cake. I know it's a completely different costume. I don't think that really fucking matters. So because Tom Baker's back in the console room, which I believe
that was
well, I believe the costume and the console room would have been from the Doctor Who experience. They would have moved that. I think quite, I guess, fairly soon after the experience closed, they moved it into London, and they filmed the scenes with Tom like that. It's very well put together. Like you're transitioning from live action to animation to brilliant model work team. Mike Tucker, absolutely brilliant. So yeah, I don't think I could praise it. I just think it's very watchable. I enjoyed my viewing experience with it, and I'd recommend Who fans give it a watch because it is an absolute labor of love. And go watch it.
Thank you. The BBC will pay you £5 later on.
Yeah.
Yeah. You summed it up brilliantly.
I'm a Sharda, mate.
That is Sharda. I think that was such a great anniversary present for Doctor Who fans when we got the news that Tom Baker returned to the role. And I remember seeing pictures of it, and I was like, "That's quite a cool fan edit." And I was like, "Oh my god, this is official!" What? But so I've seen that bit of the episode, the ending, but I'm really interested to watch it as a whole and then go into it. Do you mean? But the stuff I've seen so far, I think it's such a great improvement. It's nice they've got model work into it. They've done an absolutely superb job, Mike Tucker and his team. They've done an absolutely brilliant job recreating some stuff, and the animation as well. Like it obviously is more 3D, which I think was a problem with the Power of the Dark series. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to. I hope we're going to try and watch it before I go back to uni this week. And yeah, it's just a labour of love. It's interesting. I think obviously they've done that. That was the only story out of the '60s era, which obviously needed some tender love, which also got many before. But
reflecting on Tom Baker years, you do have those model shots for TARDIS, and you kind of like, I wonder if they can get Mike Tucker just to do like the model shots. Like I remember Pyramids of Mars, like the opening for that starts off with the TARDIS hurtling his space. And when the sort of TARDIS crashing, it kind of just like little kind of movements. But I wonder what like Mike Tucker would do if he sort of did some extra, and also like a deleted scenes. I think in that story where they sort of land in the alternative 1980. I just like Michael. I just like him to maybe go back to sort of the story, because you do have that update, and I know like Day of the Daleks that got that kind of had a similar treatment in the sense they changed the Dalek voices and done a few bits of location shooting to kind of change that a little bit. I think that's just quite cool. Changing up maybe the original. I'm talking to you, George Lucas.
Yeah, that is so annoying. Like, I hope they get to re-release like of them. Because I think somebody bought them for me for Christmas, like one of the movies. I remember watching it, I was like, what? I don't watch this version. And I was like, oh no, he's got rid of all his original versions. Like, no. Yeah, there's a lot of people talking about what animation stuff they get to release because it seems like hopefully they're doing one a year. Fingers crossed. Unless they don't do any more, but I think Sharda's gone down very, very well, which is absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
Dr. Alex says, do you think the cast that play the actors in Adventure Space and Time should return to refilm all the lost episodes? I'd love to see that. I don't think
I'm not sure if the finance is there, because if there was, then we would have gotten an 8th Doctor spin-off.
Yeah, that was something I really, really wanted. Obviously, Prince done a great job with the 8th Doctor, but like a series where he's like trying to avoid the time war. That's just been so good. But that's a BBC for you. What animation would you want to see this year? Oliver asked. He'd love to see the faceless ones. That's a quite interesting one. I love them to do either Daleks, based on the animation they did for Power. I think they did a really, really good job with that. And obviously with Evil Daleks is one of those stories. Just do all the Dalek stories basically. Give me Master Plan whilst you're at it. Some look at all the stuff. David who says, I'm not a fan of animation. I'd rather they remake the episodes with other actors. That's quite interesting, actually. I think that would be quite obviously animation. It's another form of art, you know. Obviously, it's the closest representation we ever think of visually seeing the episodes, and obviously with the actors, obviously that's a close interpretation. But obviously with the animations, you've got the audio, the original audio of the actors, you know, so you're sort of keeping their performance in as well. Isaac says, I like to see the massacre animated as my favourite Heartland episode. I love listening to the audio on it. Yeah, like the reconstructions, obviously they obviously have done all telesnaps. Like that's pretty much what my DVD collection is made of for like the '62. But yeah, I really hope they do get to continue doing the animation because they've done absolutely great work, I think, so far with Power. I think Power's very good, and I'm glad what they've done with Power, and they've sort of took the advice from that and improved it slightly. You know, they've done the same process. Right, we're going to part the Sharda, and they're doing a great job as well. So it'll be interesting, obviously, to see what they do with Sharda. And obviously, that's more of a job of actually filming new stuff for it, which is really unique. But yeah, no, I'm definitely going to try and watch it this week. I really want to sort of watch it all and see it in context of everything. So yeah, that was Sharda. Obviously, at the end of Twice Upon a Time, we had our new Doctor, which is in the form of Jodie Whittaker.
Oh,
which I know a lot of people have mixed receptions on. But overall, I think it's gave again a new lease of life into the show. It's quite a not a controversial topic. I think it's a subject which has really split people. Really, do you know what I mean? I released a trailer for Series 11, and the comments now seeing just absolutely disgusting, like really, really nasty, like, and it's just like I don't know how people like can write that stuff. But anyway, but I think obviously a lot of people are really excited for it overall. I've got to say that. I think definitely people that haven't watched the show for years are going to tune in to see what this new female incarnation of the Doctor can do. You know, we've got a new writing team. Mark Gatiss has announced that, like, I think all the writers are new, which is really, really exciting. And yeah, so with Series 11, is there anything, Adam, you think that should be taken away based on stuff that's been done wrong in the Moffat era, or stuff you want to improve, or stuff you want to think that's good, keep it on?
oh, there's quite a lot that you could do. I'd say just make a compelling crew. I know that I mean, I think you could say what you will about Bradley Walsh as a light entertainer, and people will just see him as a light entertainer, you know, doing the chase and things like that. But I do feel like he could bring something of similar to like Wilfred Mott, uh, um, perhaps maybe with a kind of fatherly, kind of grandfatherly kind of figure. I think the characters to leave an impact on you in the same way Bill did this year or last year rather.
Yeah.
Just make something relatable and just create a great and fresh dynamic. There's a thing that I guess that it's going to be Earthbound, at least either the first episode or whether they carry it onto the series. But I just kind of want to see Chibnall's version of the one with the alien planet, the historical piece. How he, because I'm sure he could kind of shake up the formula from what Moffat has done with them. I think played it quite safe. Maybe there's something dangerous. Maybe something like Fires of Pompeii. Something along the lines of that, perhaps. Definitely, it's definitely going to be a departure from what we've seen before, and that's I think all that I want the most. And I think the characters is definitely something I really want to take, and it has characterization is something that has definitely improved recently with Doctor Who. Even though of course Moffat's gone, and literally Bill was probably the best companion, and Pearl Mackie was just phenomenal. I know that the actors that they'll get will they'll grow and things will be. It'll be very interesting, and I'm sure it could be a lot of emotional weight. Maybe we lose a character or something, but yeah, the character and hopefully I just like the design of Doctor Who, like the face of it in the sense of the logo, the title sequence, the music, and what we see, what we have on our lunchboxes, what we have on our TV screen, what we basically, yeah. I think like the brand image and characterization for me.
I think, yeah, screw the characterization. That lunchbox, man, that lunchbox has got to come first. I think the others are rubbish. That lunchbox. Yeah, no, I you said. I think Bradley Walsh. Just that's just dreamcasting right there, isn't it? He's such a funny guy. I love Chase. So I think it's great. But like you said, you know, we don't know. It's all new. It's an all new, fresh set of eyes on Doctor Who. And it'd be nice to reignite the exciting flame of Doctor Who, which I think has been sort of going not downhill, but it has definitely lost the public's interest and it has become a bit, I don't know, I would say stale, kind of, you know, because Moff has been there for 7 years. Like, there's a point where you think, right, well, obviously with the Podio, it hasn't really changed that much. Like, it's just been sort of like that's that, which is fair enough. But if everybody sort of got used to Moffat's writing style, and obviously Peter's leaving now as well, which is a shame. But like you say, it's just a complete new set of eyes on Doctor Who.
See, as you sort of said, that Moffat's leaving after 7 years. How long that Chibnall and Whittaker will want to keep, you know, being the Doctor and showrunner and the face of Doctor Who. It could be. I'm sure it won't be as long as Moffat.
No,
I think it'll be even less than Davies, I guess, as well.
Oh, okay.
It was kind of that handover. I guess a handover from like Moffat to Chibnall. I think there was something along the lines of he took a lot of gin and tonic to kind of, you know, sort of. I guess experiment. Take this experiment with Female Doctor and see it through, perhaps. So he may just have. He's very interested to sort of see. Because of course they love Doctor, you know, Whittaker and Chibnall. It's clear that they love Doctor Who, and of course we kind of love Doctor Who, but it isn't something you think, oh, this is going to be something that's this not like Doctor Who, but like this era of Doctor Who is not something that you could kind of see going. But yes, for kind of the modern era, that, you know, it's at least been at least three seasons, like. Maximum. I can't really see Whittaker going as far as to do the Baker run. It's just kind of the longevity. I just kind of see where that goes as well.
It'd be quite interesting if he just does the free. If them both do like a free series type thing, and they both leave at the same time. Do you see what I mean? That could be interesting. Because obviously with Broadchurch, he's done free series. But with Doctor Who's like it just keeps going on, but then there might be a finality to it. Do you know what I mean? And I'd rather those two do less than more.
Basically,
you know.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? It's quality over quantity, which has been applied to Series 11. You know, we are getting 10 episodes.
Yeah.
This Series 7 and 50 minutes long.
I hope they're not on Sundays. I know it's a rumor. It could be something that might have been kind of said around there.
That hasn't been confirmed yet, is it? I think Doctor's
no.
Obviously in the 80s it went to obviously Sundays, no, Monday, Tuesdays and that. If they do that, they need to play the Broadchurch theme. And then just like play it for like 10 seconds at the start, and we're like, what? It's just like, we're Sundays. But yeah, so it's gonna be really, really interesting. Just seeing Doctor Fresh set of eyes, really. Let's have a look at what you guys and peeps think about Series 11, what you want to see. Let's have a look. Doctor Holic says he's not sure about Doctor Who being only 10 seasons long. 10 episodes long, sorry. Like it is an interesting thing, but I think it will work ultimately. Obviously I remember when like Doctor Who went from 13 to 12 episodes for Capaldi's era, and I remember feeling like what, but that worked out fine, you know. I think that worked out pretty well. We'll probably, hopefully, that will make it so we don't get episodes like the Eaters of Light were in the Forest of Night. An episode where you don't see an episode which is like a filler episode. You see what I mean? It'll be interesting what they do with that. David Who says, on supporting characters, there will be 3 of them. Learning from history, this gives the writer an opportunity to possibly have someone killed off or have some other drama. Yeah, definitely having like the family aspect, which I presume it is. I presume it is like a family aspect. The way I see it is like Bradley Walsh is the father, and the other actress they announced like the mother. And I don't know if they've like adopted kids. I'm not too sure, but it'd be quite interesting to have that sort of family dynamic in the series. But yeah, it's just be so interesting. Like, it'd be interesting if they do this historical approach, like as history lesson, kind of. That would definitely, I think a lot of people, obviously, that would be sort of riding off again the Game of Thrones thing of it, like being all about history and all that stuff. And obviously that's what Doctor Who started off with. Maybe they are just going really back to basics and looking at it from a modern perspective. So, but yeah, obviously new everything, new TARDIS, new Doctor, new Sonic, everything will be brand new, which is really, really great. Exciting, and obviously a lot of people don't want the series to change, and if it all goes terribly wrong, obviously some people are to blame, but you have to be real optimistic with it. It's something which, as you can see behind me, has been going for many goddamn years, but we'll be getting something new and exciting out of it, which should be really, hopefully, very good. The X-Files fan says Peter Capaldi is the best Doctor. Yeah, I do basically agree with you. Really, I've loved. I was honestly like Christmas Day. Like I remember obviously rewatching the episode again, and I knew what was coming, but it was just really emotional. I think this when you're in like home, you just like get more emotional as opposed to like a public cinema space. Let's have a look. Incredible 11 says, what companions could return, e.g. Captain Jack? I would quite to see Captain Jack. There were so many innuendos with Captain Jack. I don't think they would bring back Captain Jack, to be honest. I don't know. But obviously doing great work on Big Finish. Could return, seriously? Yeah, obviously they were going to do that for the Sarah Jane Adventures, weren't they? But it never came to be. But I think there were like workings for it, which is quite interesting. One thing I want to briefly mention is this year. I was going to say next year. This year we are obviously seeing one of the biggest films of all time be released, which is Avengers: Infinity War. The trailer dropped last month, and it was sensational. I'm really looking forward to it. It's a film which has been in the works for many years. This has all been leading up to. It could be a massive disappointment, but I really do hope it obviously it's a 2-part film. So that's one of the most anticipated films I'm looking forward to this year. Adam, do you have any thoughts on Avengers: Infinity War or any films coming out in 2018?
Infinity War looks really cool. Lots of heroes battling the villain that has been built up from the MCU for quite some time now, in the form of Thanos. And talking to Josh Brolin, he's also going to be in another film this year. This year, another comic book movie as well, being Deadpool 2, which I'm really looking forward to. I liked the first one. I think that this is going to go like bigger, madder. I guess the first one, it looked even with that sort of that's how the trailer with the Bob Ross kind of homage, and then the fact it kind of did have a trailer in the middle showing off new footage from the film. I think that's gonna be off the rocker. The film I've been waiting for for what might have been just nearly 15 years now would have been The Incredibles 2. I look forward to seeing my fam again, my cartoon family, that is, see what they're up to nowadays. That's just really gratifying that I'll be able to see that in 2018. Yeah, there's a few. I guess
Yeah.
Black Panther could be cool. I'm a little hesitant to solo a Star Wars story, but
Yeah.
then we'll see how that goes. And we've just come out of episode 8 as well, so
Yeah.
it feels quite soon actually that we'll be, you know, as soon as I guess like when Last Jedi comes out on Blu-ray and DVD, we'll literally, you know, soon be seeing the next Star Wars film.
I was gonna say, is is it still planned to come out in May?
It definitely.
Yeah.
And there's no
I thought
trailer or
it'd be pushed
anything
back.
yet for it, which is quite odd.
No, it's not. Yeah, I initially thought it was going to be pushed back due to its like reshoots and that.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
guess they're going to get it out. But yeah, yeah. Some more comments. There's a lot of stuff about River Song. Interestingly, Dr. Holic says, should River Song meet her wife?
No.
David, who also says, no, did River Song did mention having a wife, so it's a possible episode. And he also mentions that it was obviously 10 years this year of the arrival / death of River. Interesting stuff. Yeah. I think I could do something, but again, it's like a Moffat character, and I don't think they will touch upon it. Whovian Callum says Avengers is going to be amazing. Fingers crossed, absolutely. The X-Files fan says, I love your tribute to Capaldi. Thank you very much. That was really fun doing the tribute to Capaldi and Dave Bradley's / the First Doctor. Yeah, tomorrow I'm going to be releasing a Captain America Civil War Avengers Infinity War style trailer, so check out for that tomorrow. Also got a channel trailer going up as well for 2018. Just got some dubstep music, some new stuff, just advertising. Yes, that should be all fun. Yeah, I think that's pretty much everything. We've covered everything pretty much.
I think we have.
I think we have. I feel like we've covered a general base of stuff to do with Doctor Who. So yeah, thank you everybody for watching tonight's live stream. But I think we're going for like an hour and a half, absolutely mental. I really appreciate all these comments. It's just been absolutely brilliant reading them all out, and you as well, all you guys, sort of changing the conversation for us. You know, yeah, 2017 was a blast for Doctor. You know, we had Alpha Centurion, Tom Baker, Series 10.
Yeah.
John Sim returned, Mondassis Cybermen. Like, it really was a really sensational year for Doctor Who. But interestingly, with 2018, it's something that is going to be the polar opposite. It's going to be a fresh. There's going to be no classic references, I assume. I don't. Like, obviously, it's very like Moffat's era is very dependent on, I think, the classic era. And I think that will be definitely stripped away. You know, going forward in 2018. How do you feel about Adam? It being a whole new, fresh set of thing without sort of relying too much on classic series returns.
I think that is definitely a bonus. I think we've sort of been overindulged with classic references and bits here and there to distract people. I think when we do get the odd reference, I'm sure it would be something along the lines of Human Nature, where he looks into the journal from possible things and sees the drawings of his old faces. Or whether it be something like the Next Doctor and there's the montage of all the doctors and things like that. It will go back to things like that. And I'm sure Chippendale won't completely shy away from maybe the odd line.
No.
But Moffat did do it quite extensively, to the point where we could have got 10th Planet episode 4. David Bradley is the First Doctor, so
yeah. I'm very interested to see because they've filmed some stuff, haven't they? I'm very interested to see that on the DVD release. Hopefully.
I also think there won't be a multi-Doctor story in Jodie's era.
No,
I can't see that.
I think she might return for the 60th if they do a multi-Doctor story, but
I think it'll be her returning in another Doctor's tenure rather than having a multi-Doctor story in hers.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see. Like you said, obviously with the Rusty Davies, it would been very, very subtle. So I think we less sort of in your face really with the references, you know. So that would be good. Dr. Holic says, when does Series 11 start? David Who says, autumn 20, probably. Gallifreyan Hoover says, sup guys, we're just ending it now, so sorry. But you go back and watch the live stream. David Who says, thank you, Reese and Adam. So, yeah,
You're welcome.
Thank you everybody for watching tonight's live stream. We celebrated 2017 and now we are ready to go into 2018. With a new era of Doctor Who, the excitement awaits with everything brand spanking new. I say thank you to Adam for joining me tonight. Being absolutely amazing.
My pleasure.
Yeah, my pleasure. I'm really looking forward to meeting up with you and doing conventions and that stuff. All the great other Who.
That's gonna be fun, definitely.
It's gonna be so much fun doing that stuff. Meeting everybody up again. And hopefully you won't be at Disneyland this time.
I won't be. No, I don't think I will be. Be in the country.
Yeah. I'm hoping. I'm really excited to meet Pearl Mackie. Hopefully. In FCC because I missed out going to a convention where she was at last year, but yeah, so that'd be pretty cool. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, guys and girls. I say new video out tomorrow. Civil War, Avengers: Infinity War trailer. Watch it. Channel trailer, all that stuff. Adam, you've got any stuff you want to plug? I've just got Twitter.
All right, phone charger. Plugged in. All right. I'm so sorry to make that joke, ladies and gentlemen. I do apologize. It's just a bad taste. I've got a channel. I'm AdamTheUltimateWhovian, and I will be probably doing some stuff quite soon, letting you know what's going on with me and letting you know what's going on with this space and time and things to look forward to 2018. There'll be a few videos I think coming soon, and I'm looking forward to sharing with you as I always have done for almost. And I will say, I think this year, and I think I can definitely confirm 5 years on YouTube.
Do something special for that. If you're not subscribed,
I'll see if I can do something special for you guys. 5 years, that's been crazy. 5 years, I think, since I've known Reese as well. I started to know Reese. I remember, starting conversations with Harry and Ollie and a few other people, and starting relationships that are still growing today, which is fantastic. And it's all thanks to this brilliant platform, not just YouTube, but Twitter, and a few other things. It's Facebook. It's just, I can't believe it'll practically be 5 years since I've been here. And just thank you to you guys who've commented, shared, and supported and retweeted, and and for anyone who's approached me, because that's always fun when you're approached by someone who says they watch you on their screen, which is that's very nice. It's not every day that you that happens to I get particularly to younger people who are out there making content. It is great.
Yeah, no, it's great to have. I still can't go over that when that happens at like conventions I go to. It's like, oh god, but it's a really exciting feeling, like and I feel like you said, fair play to them for coming up, and it's really pleased that they sort of have the time to have them like on your screen watching YouTube, what you think about Doctor Who and that. I think the funniest one was when I think they're called the Pepperpot team, these great YouTubers, and they came to me and I was like, I didn't know anybody watched me in France, like that was super weird. But I've become good friends with them as well. So but yeah, the Doctor Who community is absolutely amazing, and obviously it's great, what everybody does. When you said about 5 years, I think I've been on. This will be my 9th year.
Oh wow!
Because I started. My first video was in 2009. I think I reviewed the Mondasian Sideman figure. It's all been deleted now. You can't see any embarrassing stuff, but yeah, no, I've just loved.
Do you know what your anniversary video should be? It should be a review of that figure.
That's what I'll do for the 10th anniversary. Yeah, like just redo it. I just get like somebody to like get a Mondasian Sideman costume and just like crush it and be like, yes! I just hire up one from the BBC. Like
that would be incredible.
Yeah. So, but yeah. So, thank you everybody for watching. I hope you have an absolutely amazing 2018 along with us. And yeah. So, all to say is thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you soon. Have a good night, people. Bye
Bye bye.
bye.